Hello, viewers. I am Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal, stand before you with an important topic of sixth semester of the paper number 14. The name of the topic is Raja Rammohan Roy. Raja Rammohan Roy on reform movement. Raja Rammohan Roy on reform movement is observed in paper number 14 of 6th semester, and the name of the paper is Modern Indian Political Thought. And I want to inform my viewers that in my channel, videos relating to courses of studies of plus 2 first year to plus 2 second year political science, plus 3 first semester to 6th semester political science honors, and environmental studies which is found in plus 3 first semester, which is common for plus 3 first semester arts, commerce and science. A lot of videos are available of above classes, and my channel name is @Dilip Kumar Pal 9375. If you will just write down @Dilip Kumar Pal 9375 in Google, all my videos will be available. And if you want any topic from my channel, just write my name Dilip Kumar Pal and the name of the topic. You will find it in YouTube. Let us start. What was Raja Rammohan Roy's view on reform movement? It means what reforms he had brought in India. Here we'll discuss as many as 13 important reforms he brought in India. Let us start. What reforms he had brought? Raja Rammohan Roy, who was born on 22nd May 1772 in Hooghly district of Bengal and died in Bristol, United Kingdom or Britain on 27 September 1833, was known as Messiah for the Indian masses, means savior of Indian people, prophet of Indian nation. He is like a delegate of God for India, father of Indian Renaissance. He was the first man who brought new things in India, was a great social reformer of India. He made following movements for reformation in Indian society. So, Raja Rammohan Roy, who was born on 22nd May 1772 in Hooghly district of Bengal and died in Bristol, United Kingdom on 27th September 1833, was known in many names. He was known as Messiah for the Indian masses, means savior of Indian people, prophet of Indian nation, a divine person in India, father of Indian Renaissance. He brought a lot of new things in India, was a great social reformer. And he brought following reformations in the Indian society. So what reformations he had brought? Number one, abolition of sati system. In the ancient Indian society, sati system was prevalent. on the basis of which it was believed that after the death of husband, her wife was forced into the funeral pyre in the presence of relatives with an idea that again in the next birth they will born as husband and wife. So the first reformation, first new thing he had brought to India, that he raised his voice for the abolition of sati system. In the ancient India, sati system was prevalent. On the basis of sati system, the wife of the dead person was forced to enter into funeral pyre in the presence of relatives with a superstition that if the wife will die in the funeral pyre of the husband, again in the next birth they will born as husband and wife. Raja Rammohan Rai regarded it as a superstition. So he requested Lord Bentinck, the then Viceroy of India, to abolish the system. So in 1829, Lord Bentinck abolished it with the appeal from Raja Rammohan Rai. So abolition of sati was a great reformation step made by Raja Rammohan Rai. Number 2, abolition of child marriage. In the ancient Indian society, child marriage was prevalent, by which children were given marriage at an early age, which influenced their mental and physical development. Against this social practice, social evil, Raja Rammohan Rai, raised his strong voice before the British government, and the system of child marriage was abolished. So another important reformation he had brought, that is abolition of child marriage. In the ancient India, child marriage system was found. Children were given marriage at an early age, by which their mental and physical development was at stake. So Raja Rammohan Rai protested against this bad social practice, and by his effort, child marriage system was abolished. Number 3, views for religious reform. He had brought a lot of reformations in the field of religion. He propagated idea like God is one and present everywhere. He propagated the idea that God is one and He is omnipresent, He is everywhere. He believes in the principle fatherhood of God. God is the creator. Brotherhood of man, as all people are children of God, all are brother and sister. So he believed in the principle, he propagated the idea fatherhood of God and brotherhood of man. Number 3, God has no self. He propagated the idea God has no self. 4, voice against inhuman practices like untouchability, intoxicants, taking liquor, caste rigidities, caste feelings, meaningless rituals, unnecessary rituals. So he brought a lot of reformations in the field of religion. It was third important reforms made by Raja Rammohan Rai. Number 4, girls' right over education. He argued strongly for girls' right for education, which were denied to them in ancient Indian society, considering them as property of others' family. In the traditional Indian society, in the ancient India, girls were deprived from taking education. Education was meant only for boys. Girls were not given education, they were forced to remain within four walls of the house with a feeling that they are property of others' family. Because after marriage, they will move to other family. So girls were deprived from education. But Raja Rammohan Rai protested against this practice and he claimed to give girls a right over education. Number 5, evolution of polygamy. Polygamy means keeping more than one wife. He viewed that marriage of more than one wife is against status of women, and he insisted that no Hindu should be allowed to have second wife if first is alleged. However, that will be allowed with the license from magistrate and when Shastras permit. He raised his strong voice against polygamy. It means in the ancient India, many persons were keeping more than one wife. So Raja Rammohan Rai regarded it, polygamy, as an injustice to women. It was a disrespect to women. It was against the status of women. He raised his strong voice to abolish polygamy, and he demanded that Hindus should not be allowed to have more than one wife. If Hindu will not be allowed to have more than one wife, a Hindu will not be allowed to have second wife if first wife is alleged. But a Hindu will be allowed to have second wife with the permission or license from the magistrate, and if the Shastra will give permission. So he raised his strong voice against polygamy system. 6, permission for private property. He viewed for the possession of private property, because every person must have the right to enjoy his own fruits of honest labor and good management. He viewed that people must be allowed to have private property. If people will be allowed to have private property, they will work more. They will have an interest to work. By having private property, they will enjoy the fruits of their own honest labor and good management. 7, abolition of discrimination among men and women. He argued strongly to end discrimination between men and women and give them equal status in society. In the traditional Indian society, males were considered as superior, females were considered as inferior. So Raja Rammohan Rai raised his strong voice against this discrimination. He wanted to make both men and women as equal. Number 8, widow remarriage. In the earlier society, it was not allowed by conservative with a feeling that marriage is a bond once for all and not to be broken at any cost. In the traditional Indian society, widows were not allowed for remarriage with a feeling that marriage is a bond which is forever and that cannot be broken. Wife is a life partner not only in this temporal world but also in heaven and next path. So after the death of the husband, the wife will lead an ascetic life, devoting herself for the soul of the deceased husband. Against this social evil, he raised his voice and argued for widow remarriage. In the traditional Indian society, widows were not allowed for the remarriage because conservative peoples believed that marriage is a bond forever. After marriage, the wife and husband, they will again be wife and husband in the next birth. So, after the death of the husband, the wife cannot remarry. But Raja Rammohan Rai raised his strong voice and encouraged people that widow must be allowed for remarriage so that they can lead their rest of life in a better way. So he spoke for the remarriage of widow. It was another important reformation of Raja Rammohan Rai. Then property right for women. In the ancient India, women were not given any share in parental property. He argued to give 1/4 share to women from parental property. In the traditional Indian society, in the ancient India, women were not given share in parental property. Raja Rammohan Rai demanded that women should be given 1/4 from their parental property. It was another new idea of Raja Rammohan Rai. Then, property right to widow in husband property. In the ancient society, widows were not given share in the husband property. They could not inherit property of their husband. But Raja Rammohan Rai protested against this practice, and he argued that widow must be given full share in husband's property, or widows will inherit the property of their husband. Previously, widows were not given share in husband's property. Raja Rammohan Rai argued to give them share from husband's property. Then 11 reforms, argument to give benefit of permanent settlement of 793 to poor. He argued to collect minimum rent from farmers and adjust the amount by levying taxes on luxurious commodity. He wanted to give benefit of permanent settlement to poor laborers and farmers. Another new idea which Raja Rammohan Rai had given was that he wanted to give the benefit of permanent settlement of 1793 to farmers, laborers and poor people. And he viewed that by the permanent settlement, minimum rent should be charged from the laborers, and the money will have to be adjusted. Laborer will be charged minimum wage. Laborers will have to give minimum rent. But the rest of the money will be adjusted by imposing taxes on luxurious goods. He wanted that benefit of permanent settlement should be given to the poor, farmers and laborers. Then 12 number reforms idea, voice against draining of resources from India. Voice against draining of resources from India. He opposed draining of resources from India by Europeans and insisted use of Indian resources for the development of India. He raised a strong voice against the draining of Indian resources to other countries, and he viewed that Indian resources should be utilized in India. Finally, the 13th important new idea which he had given was reduction of expenses of revenue administration. He suggested to reduce expenses of revenue administration of the country. He viewed that too much money should not be spent in revenue administration. Minimum money should be spent in the collection of revenue. By this, there will be economy, and the surplus money will be utilized for the good of the country. So, in the reform movement or in the reformation movement, Raja Rammohan Rai brought above new reforms in the Indian society. So I request my viewers that if we'll watch the whiteboard, if we'll watch the whiteboard, you can write down notes. If you listen me also, you can write down notes. Again, I want to inform my viewers that if you have subscribed, it is all right. If you have not subscribed my channel, subscribe. And those of your friends are not aware about this channel, make them aware so that at least some students will be benefited and a little bit help to anybody in one hand. Be sure that the help will come back to you. Okay, have a good day.